Welcome to my channel. I'm Chastity Borland, marriage relationship coach. I'm here today with my husband, Cortez Borland, and we have been married for 25 years this year.
Yep.
We often take time to mentor and coach marriages, relationships, people who are thinking about getting married, blended families alike. And these are three things that we have come across time and time again on how to love your spouse, your partner, in a hard place.
Right.
Maybe trust has been broken or something along those lines, something that you don't understand is going on in the relationship. Communication is down. All of those things can make it hard to love your spouse or your partner. So here's some things that we've learned through the process of mentoring, coaching, and just building relationships with couples, building them to be stronger and more solid. Here are three things that we focus on when it's hard to love your spouse. Choosing commitment over feelings, right?
Yeah.
That's a definite thing that you have to do.
Right. That's huge because a lot of times your feelings can be fickle.
Right.
You can feel one way one day and feel another way another day. But when you committed, and that word committed is tied to dedicated. When you committed and dedicated, it overrides your feelings, or at least it should. And then in terms, that should make it easier and allow you to love when things are hard, when things are difficult, when things are not going right. And like she mentioned earlier, when the trust is broken.
Yeah.
Commitment overrides your feelings. Allow that to happen.
That's good that you said that. Feelings fade.
Yeah.
Recommit to love.
Yeah.
The act of loving your spouse, the act of loving your partner, because all of the anger and all of that stuff that you're going through, that'll subside, right?
Right.
That'll go away.
It will.
And then you'll be stuck with like, oh, what did I do? So all of that will subside. You have to make the decision to love, make the decision to recommit to the love that you have with your wife, your husband, your partner in those difficult moments, because you won't regret it.
Right.
And then you can start each day by being kind to one another, right?
Yeah.
You know,
that helps a lot, because we're not saying that it's easy by any stretch, because it's not. It is a process. And when you alluded to earlier, you choose to, wake up each day choosing to love, choosing to be nice, choosing to be kind, choosing to forgive. It's a process. It's a thing that you have to work on daily.
Yeah.
Daily, especially when trust issues are broken, and especially when your feelings wants to override your commitment.
And even when you don't feel it yet. Right?
Exactly.
You tell your feelings what to do.
Yeah.
They don't dictate to you. You tell them how to feel. So be kind, be loving, be humble towards your spouse, even when you don't feel like it. You dictate to your feelings about how you feel. Right? And continue to love and show kindness. And then you also have to create a space for healing. That's a big one.
It is, creating a safe space for it.
Yeah.
For healing, because when you're vulnerable, you don't want to land nowhere rough.
Yeah.
You don't want to run into that buzzsaw. You want to be at a place where, like you said earlier, where you can land safe, where you can have those difficult conversations, where you can tell your spouse or your partner how you really feel about the situation, and not being worried about being judged, not being worried about how they respond to whatever it is the conversation is, and just create that safe space for the healing process to take place. That's very, very vital. We can't stress that enough. That's extremely important, to creating a safe place to have these conversations.
And then you have to realize that trust isn't just magically returned. It doesn't just You know, you say you're sorry. I'm done with it.
Right.
I promise I'm not going to do it anymore. And it's you know, back the way it was. No,
Right.
that's something that you have to work on. It takes humility. It takes patience with your partner.
Right.
It takes heart check-ins, you know,
Yes, that's
letting
good.
them know
That's good.
how you're feeling in this moment.
That's good.
Hey, listen, I'm feeling really vulnerable right now. I don't know what's going on in our space or not communication,
Right.
but my heart is feeling some kind of way.
Right.
I need some extra hugs. I need some extra love. I need
Right.
some extra affection. I need to be reassured in the moment
Right.
that we're not going back to the place that we left from.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That we're moving towards healing. And you have to be able to handle that.
Right. And be open and honest. Both partners, just be open and honest, and and share what's really going on with you in that moment, in this process of choosing.
Creating a space for trust, for
Right.
healing.
Gotcha. And then rebuild with small acts of repair and care. Rebuilding something that has been torn down, or rebuild something that has been damaged, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the rebuilding. And anytime you rebuild something, you have to have the right parts.
Yeah.
And not only having the right parts, you need to know what goes where. And in terms of relationship, you need to know when it's time to speak, when it's time to stay silent, not when the kids is around, or probably right before bedtime, or probably wouldn't be a good idea like right before work. You have to know when and where. You have to know where the parts go. You have to know how to adjust things. You have to know how to put things back together in this rebuilding stage.
And then when you are in the rebuilding stage, you have to listen to understand and not just to defend.
Say that again. That was good.
You have to listen to understand and not just defend.
Explain that.
So listening to understand means you're listening to understand your partner's point of view. Whether you agree with it or not, whether it's truth or not, it's
Right.
their truth. It's
Right.
what they believe. So we have to listen to understand, and then we can bring in our truth, and then we come to an agreement or agree to disagree together. But don't listen to just combat their feelings or combat what they're saying. Listen to understand, and that's how you rebuild, and that's how you repair brokenness. You have to know that you continue to apologize. Let them know how you wish things wouldn't have happened this way. And that restores faith.
Yes.
And you can just continue to build on these little things over time. And your relationship will thrive, it will grow, it will flourish. But you have to follow those key steps. What are they? Choose commitment over feelings, create a safe space for healing, and rebuild in small acts of repair and care. All right, this is Chastity and Cortez. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.